Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here. So Anthony Joshua has exercised his rematch clause against Andy Ruiz, and the rematch is set to take place in November or December, according to Anthony Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn. Now, I'm not surprised by this news. This is exactly what I expected after this fight. I expected Team Joshua to exercise an immediate rematch clause for a couple of reasons. The main one being, Matchroom and Eddie Hearn will not want to let Al Heyman have complete control of the heavyweight division. Think about it. If Matchroom do not exercise that rematch clause immediately, there's a big chance Joshua will be on the outside looking in for quite some time without a title. The belts would be held by the PBC, and as we know, Eddie Hearn, he doesn't have the greatest relationship with the PBC. So let's say Joshua didn't take his rematch clause, then, at that stage, the PBC have the belts, and unless Joshua is a mandatory, why are they going to give him a, voluntary shot at these titles? Why would they do it, given all of the water that's gone under the bridge? Why would they do it? That's a big risk for Matchroom to take. So that's why I always felt this rematch would happen. That's why I felt this rematch clause would be activated. But, that takes us on to the next point. Is it in Anthony Joshua's best interest that he takes this fight next? Or is it in Eddie Hearn's best interest? I mean, maybe Anthony Joshua needs time. Maybe he needs a couple of interim fights to get his confidence back. Potentially, he could be pressured into this fight because there's a lot riding on this for Matchroom Boxing. Is Eddie Hearn looking out for Anthony Joshua's best interests or his own? And that's something I will cover in a future video, but that's something you need to consider. Is Joshua even ready for this rematch? Does he need a rebuilding phase? Does he need to make a few big changes before he jumps back up to elite level? Or is Eddie Hearn and Matchroom kind of pressuring him to take this rematch right away? Who knows? Maybe this decision is off Joshua's back. He wants to get right back in there to get his titles back. That could be a possibility as well. But, it's something worth thinking about. But regardless, I really like the news that this rematch will happen. I mean, ultimately, the rematch is going to be a massive fight. The first fight created a huge buzz on the internet. It was trending all over the world. It was a massive story. And people now want to see part 2. People want to see if it was a fluke. Was Anthony Joshua in a bad way like some reports are indicating? Or is Andy Ruiz just that good and levels above Anthony Joshua? People want to find out. When there's an upset like this, what you'll find is a lot of times people will kind of see it as a fluke. People then want final confirmation. They will want to see it again to see if the original result was a fluke, a flash in the pan, or whether that was just because Andy Ruiz was better. And that's why the rematch is so great. And not only that, there's a hell of a lot riding on it for Anthony Joshua. If he is to lose to Andy Ruiz again, especially in bad fashion, then his career really is in a terrible, terrible state. There's a hell of a lot riding on this rematch, and it makes it very interesting. I'm super intrigued about a potential rematch, and it becomes the biggest fight in the heavyweight division this year. To be quite honest, hell of a lot riding on it. Great storylines going into it. One guy looking for his redemption, the other guy looking to prove to the world what happened first time around wasn't just a fluke, it was because he was the better, superior fighter. I'm really, really looking forward to a potential rematch, and again, I will credit Andy Ruiz for really breathing fresh life into the heavyweight division, because the last few months have been very disappointing. But Andy Ruiz came through, he shook the division up, he tore up the script, and here we are debating whether Anthony Joshua is finished, whether Andy Ruiz Jr. is the real deal. Exciting months ahead. Exciting months ahead, and I cannot wait to see how this all unfolds. Share your thoughts below. What do you think about this rematch? Do you think Anthony Joshua is ready for it? Do you think this decision is off his own back alone? Or do you think Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sport are putting on pressure to get this rematch back? Share your thoughts below. I think this story is very intriguing, and I am keen to hear your thoughts. Peace.